A tiger in the zoo. First stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So here stalks, he stalks in his vivid strips. What is that stalks? Follows. He follows in his bright colored strips on the body. You can see how tiger is in the zoo. You can just see how it looks like. And here the poet says that the tiger that is confined in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright colored skin. So the tiger which is in the zoo will be moving around, walking inside the cage. And he further says that the tiger can take only a few steps because the cage is small and it is not easy to move in it. So the tiger which is inside the cage cannot run and play, right? It will be inside the cage, and according to the size of the cage, the animal will be inside and moving around or walking around inside the cage. One cannot hear his footsteps because he has very soft feet like velvet, because of which there is no sound of the tiger's footsteps. So that is in the third line. On pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. So according to the poet, what he says, the feet of the tiger is very soft and it is like a velvet. So when it is walking, nobody can hear the sound of walking or sound of tiger's footsteps. The tiger tries to control his anger by quietly walking in the limited area of his cage. He is angry because he is not free. The tiger is walking slowly with his soft leg and trying to control his anger. And why the tiger is angry here? Because he is angry because he is not free. He locked inside the small cage. Now the second stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. So usually what the tiger will do in the forest. Lurking means to be hidden as to wait for your prey. Okay. So the poet says that if this tiger was free, now the tiger is inside the cage. If the tiger was free, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies so that he could easily catch a deer in order to have it as its food. So if the tiger is outside the cage, it will enjoy running here and there and hiding himself to catch the prey, and they will be having their own life. It is enjoyable life. But now it is inside the cage and struggling and not enjoying the life by running and catching the prey. So basically the poet wants to say that the actual life of a tiger is to live in jungle where he could catch his prey and eat it, but the tiger in the cage cannot do so. That is why I was asking a question whether the animals in the zoo or in the cage happy or not, happy or sad. So we can understand they will be very sad, they will not be happy because it is not their lifestyle, right? Next stanza. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. What is snarling? Warning sounds made by animals. So when animals will see some prey or some people, they will make a noise. It is like a warning sign. We have to escape from the place, otherwise it will attack us. And next one. Bearing his white fangs. What is that bearing? Uncovered, okay? Like barefoot we will say, no? Barefoot, like uncovered fangs, sharp tooth of animals. Bearing fangs means uncovered sharp teeth or sharp tooth. Okay, let us see the explanation. The poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have snared around the houses located at the outskirts of the forest. He would terrorize people with his sharp teeth and claws. This would create fear among the people living in the village. So now the animal, the tiger, is in the cage. Suppose the tiger would be in the forest, what it will do? It will be making noise and making people to fear by showing his tooth. Now next stanza. But he is locked in the concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. So what is concrete here? Usually building made of bricks, cements, sands and water. That is called concrete. So now the poet comes to the reality of the tiger that is inside the cage. So before poet was saying how it will be outside the cage or in the forest. Now he want to say how the tiger is in the cage. He says that the tiger is confined in a strong cell which is made of strong building materials. He further says that as the tiger is behind bars, so his ferociousness is also behind the bars. He just stalks in the cage. He never tries to terrorize the visitors because his power is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he never tries to terrorize the visitors as he cannot attack them. So, if the tiger is outside the cage or in the forest, it will make the people to fear, it will catch the prey, right? So, he will easily attack the weak animals and people, but when it is in the cage, he is locked. His power is restricted. He is not able to show his strength and make people to fear. So it is locked inside the cage. And the next stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. So now, what is patrolling? Patrolling is to guard or to vigil. The poet says that in the night, the tiger hears the sounds of the patrolling cars. Patrolling cars are the vehicles of police which are used to guard at night. So now and then they will come and visit and go, what's going on? Is there anybody roaming here and there, or everything is okay? Like that, they will come in vehicle, so they will check and go now and then. So in the night, the tiger hears the sound of these cars. He then stares at the shining stars with his shining eyes. The poet wants to say that the tiger is sad, and as he is confined in the cage, so he cannot do anything. Therefore, he stares at the stars in the night and tries to divert his thoughts towards them. So usually this is the pathetic or painful situation of an animal in the cage. That is what the poet explains here. If anybody want to ask any doubt, or if you have any questions, you can ask.
Hi everyone, we hope the video was so helpful for you. Give a thumbs up if you like the video and share it to your friends. And also comment below the names of the chapters if you want the solutions for the questions and summary for the chapter. Thank you. See you in next video.